What's up, man?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Oh, another day, another week, another bit of chaos.
What kind of hat you got on there?
There's my pirate hat, my Pirates of the Caribbean hat.
That's your Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah.
hat. You got a
Matches my
Pirates.
tattoo on my leg.
You had a Pirates of the Caribbean hat?
I do. This is probably one of my oldest ones. I got this in Disneyland probably 12 years ago.
Yeah, I bet you're one of those Disney nuts that has a YouTube channel about Disney, aren't you?
Just a little bit. I finally put out a video this week.
You put out a video this week? Was it about Disney?
It was about my worst dining experience I've ever had on Disney.
I knew it. I knew you were one of those Disney. What do they call you? What is it? I know you get these rude comments all the time. You talked about this
Disney
several
adults.
times. What are they? Disney adults? Disney adults. That's a derogatory slang for what they call y'all.
I should probably, and I've been thinking about this. I was actually we actually have a guest today, by the way.
A very special guest
we've had on the show before.
Yeah, sure.
And you shut up. Why for some reason my Alexa is like recording and replaying what I just said. Anyways, he's been on the show before and he's a really good friend of ours. But I was telling him backstage that I was thinking, I don't do my news channel anymore, but I still love talking Disney. So I got to do something just with myself, maybe a live stream, maybe a recorded live stream. I don't know. Maybe just going through some websites, some Instagram, some whatever I can find and just talk, because I just like talking Disney anyway. So, I got to probably do something. Maybe I'll just call it Disney Adult or something.
You should use some Disney derogatory slang for it, for sure. You know what I want to do?
Maybe I'll go off of these. Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe go off of these Instagrams of these people going outrageously stupid.
I want to do reaction videos is what I want to do. I want to be so famous that I can do reaction videos and people watch them.
I'm not funny enough to do reaction videos. That's the problem.
I don't have to be funny. Why do you have to be funny? You just have to react to them.
I feel that those are the ones that get the most polls. But I don't know. We'll see. I may start doing something.
You can fake it though. You just do jump scares occasionally.
True. But
so
how about you? What's been going on?
Our guest tonight has been in the community for a really long time. I mean, I think that he was in the community when Top Pops first started his channel. To be completely honest with everybody here, I'm probably a massive fan of this gentleman and never seen his face till 5 seconds ago, which is pretty awesome, right? I mean, pretty awesome. And to be honest, for the longest time, he probably had the only videos that I was watching. One day he reached out to me and asked me if I would do a video with him. I probably fanboyed out for 90% of that video, and I'm still kind of fanboyed out. I mean, now we're all going to see his face, and I'm not even disappointed. I think the voice matches the face. We have a lot of cool stuff to talk about today, though. I don't know if you've seen the new Aquaman drop. I want to go over some of the Pop Asia stuff because there's some cool stuff that's going on with that at this moment. I'm gonna do a reaction video today somehow. I've got this figured out.
I actually, speaking of that, I want to practice that today.
You're gonna practice reaction videos?
I actually got a video sent to me that, and I guess to you too, that
if it got sent to me, it's probably you probably can put that on here if it got sent to me.
No, I think it got sent to both of us, and I think we may pop it on, and because it is actually from a good friend of ours of the show, of the channel, that I'm seeing if I can actually pull the video.
So do you get those spam bots that send you and 90 of your closest friends videos that are very inappropriate? Do you ever get those on Instagram? I get those on a daily on Instagram. It's like Instagram just spam bots me all the time. Super bad.
Well, we can always ask our guest. By the way, our guest tonight is the one, the only, Mr. Collecting Plastics. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you doing, brother?
Good, man. How you guys been?
Doing good. So the last time I talked to you, you were in a winery, which is a really awesome job. You've moved on to bigger and better things now, which is really awesome. You're showing your face. That's got to be really new to everybody that you're actually showing your face. Super, super cool. Tell me, because I was kind of trying to go through the backstory. How long have you been on here? You've been on here as long as Top Pops, right?
Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure that when I started, I think Top Pop started before me, but I think we both had a couple hundred subscribers at the time, and then he blew up crazy. But I want to say 2016, maybe 2015,
2016,
2016. I think
probably.
so.
And then you got really famous for a while there for blowing up a mystery box company. Who is this? Who is the mystery box company again?
It was the $7 a pop one, the mystery girl.
$7 a pop. That's right.
Well,
Yeah,
that was
I mean, I
that was
wasn't
that
expecting
one.
those videos to get that many views. Well, I wasn't expecting, because I mean they didn't get like tons and tons of views, but I wasn't expecting people to get so passionate about it, right? On both sides.
Well, that was that one that would claim you get one pop for $15, and there was like up to 1,500 in the run or
Oh,
something like
they
that.
still do it. They still do it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I mean, they're still going on. People still.
They're still going on
propaganda.
because they're stacking pops to YouTubers. I'm sorry, but you know they are.
I didn't say that,
I
but
did. I ain't got
but-
afraid. I ain't afraid to say it.
but
And
I
they didn't care. Like after I made those videos, right, and I was pointing all that stuff out. I forget who it was. Maybe Franchise Kicks or one of them. Out of like, I want to say out of like 30 boxes, he pulled like 4 grails. I'm like, dude, what are the odds?
no
What are the odds of
chance.
that? I mean, come on, that's crazy. And then some of the other people that defended the company, that went on their little video and defended the company and everything, they all pulled a grail. And I was like, and you can tell some of them too, like they pulled it and they looked at it and they almost had like this guilty look on their face, like the cat they ate the canary. They were going like, oh, that's a little weird.
So I think I reached out to you when this happened. And
Yeah,
I
think that's
think
how
I
we met.
said, what are the odds that,
Yeah.
that someone could pull that many grails, like just on YouTube, right? Because
Yeah.
you did the odds, and the odds are probably worse than getting hit by lightning of pulling a grail altogether, anyways. But
Yeah.
what are the odds that 4 or 5 people on YouTube could all pull grails on the same week? I mean, what would you say those odds are?
I don't know, pretty astronomical. Like
They should
I
be
don't know.
playing the lottery.
They should be doing something because they're definitely like hitting it large.
Yeah, it was definitely a little suspicious.
So there was another thing that happened for a while there that I was kind of hoping that you were going to jump on, and you didn't jump on it for some reason. And maybe are you into the digital pops at all?
Nah, like not really. Like the NFT stuff. I mean, I like how some of them look. I like how some of the grills look. Like I wish they weren't behind an NFT paywall. Because that's basically Funko just figuring out how to charge you a couple $100 for a pop and not have to make as many.
For sure. So there was a little while there that I noticed that there was, I want to say that there was 3 or 4, maybe 5 channels that were all getting the same amount of packs. They were all pulling at least 2 pops in the packs. And it was the craziest scenario. And I said out loud, I said, these people are getting given the packs. There's no way that 5 channels are getting the exact number of packs, because it was like 13 or 14 packs, so many premiums, so many regulars, and every one of them were getting the same span, and every one of them were pulling at least 2 grails.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know like tech wise enough about how they could rig that. I mean, I guess they could rig it easily if they wanted to. I don't know if it's something that they did, because you got to know too, like YouTubers, right? They all want to look cool, right? They all want to look like, I'm so cool. I got the best luck. You never know if these people bought 40 packs that they didn't show you that they were opening, right? And that they were just bust. And you don't want to look like a big a-hole that just spent a couple of $1,000, right? And got nothing. So they might just be showing you the ones where they hit. Right.
I would agree with that. But I said this, and there was like 2 or 3 other people that were like, no, you're crazy. And I was like, one of them said it out loud. They kind of said that part out loud and didn't really realize they said it out loud. One of them said, I'm not gonna say the video because then it'd be obvious. One of them kind of said it out loud without saying it. They just kind of made mention that there was a lot, and that it was going to come to an end. And then 3 videos later, they announced that Drop was giving them the packs.
Really? Well, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
So
Maybe.
and then I was told later that the cards aren't actually determined what's in the pack until you open it. So they could 100% rig what's in the packs because it's not actually determined what's in the pack until you hit the open spot. And then it randomly decides what's inside the pack at that moment. But up until then, there's nothing attached to that pack up until the moment you hit
I know.
open.
I just don't like the whole thing. Maybe I'm like old, right?
I'm with you there.
The whole idea of like having to jump through all those hoops to get the special currency and all that crap. I'm like, I'm just too old for that. Just don't feel it.
I'm with you there, and I said from day one that it was organized. It was a lottery system. It was a lottery system, and they were just doing a lottery system, and the only way they were getting away with it is they weren't putting a value on the
they don't
prize.
put a value. Plus, I guess you're getting something, right? It's not. It's just it's a loophole. It's a loophole to illegal lottery. Basically, what Mystery Grail is an illegal lottery too, to be honest.
Well, that's why I thought you were going to jump on the NFTs at some point because I thought, well, it's kind of.
I did make an NFT video. I think on the very first one when they did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was the first one. I did make a video talking about how much I didn't like it.
Yeah, I still don't like it.
I'm still against it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm still not a big fan of it, but I think Chris is going to change his mind on how against it he is here in just 2 seconds.
Dude, if you can't get me to change my mind on the Back to the Future ones, you're not going to get me to.
Yeah, see, the pops are great. Like I think the pops are great. Like I like these.
Okay, and this goes back to something I probably said a long time ago when they were starting. This is, to be honest with you, this is surprising me. Will I still do it? 100% not. As much of a Disney fan as I am, absolutely not. Because I don't understand the NFTs and I don't care for them. But I'm really surprised Disney decided to license this. To be 1,000% honest with you.
Yeah, I want to say one of the first things I said when I did talk about the NFTs was I'll be surprised if I ever see Marvel, Disney, or Star Wars.
That's what I thought.
Here it is. Although you know what though, like I haven't been keeping up with the prices on some of the NFT grails, like what they go for on eBay. But I can't imagine these ones here being much more than $100 each.
Like, before we get too far into this, let's hit the chat up real quick though. We forgot to hit these guys up and show them some love. Let's hit these guys up real quick before we get too far.
Of course, we had early in the chat, we had some weird guy in there that just wanted to put up some comments, but we got Wayne, we got Chase's Kingdom, a good friend of ours, of course, as always. We've got Mr. Zach Bonifer in the house, which is always changing his icon, which looks like it's John Cena this time. We've got HCF Paranormal. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate you stopping by. We've got the Dead Zone Citizen. What's going on, man? Appreciate it. We've also got, we got Bees Popping in the house. What's going on? Appreciate it. We've also got Andrew Freeze. I appreciate you stopping on by. And we also got Kenneth Bird has stopped by as well. So I know there's a little bit more people in there. If you make a comment, we'll put you up on the front. I did see one cool comment by Mr. Andrew Freeze that says, damn, this feels like looking at Banksy right now.
So I said the same thing from the very beginning because I guess I just didn't ever think Disney would have done an NFT through Funko. And so if we see the Disney, that means we're going to see Star Wars, we're going to see Marvel.
But here's where I think the difference is, and we'll never know because they're never going to show us the contracts. But I guarantee you that Funko is not making as much off these NFTs as they did with some of the more dying brands that they've come out with before. I guarantee you Disney is asking for much more of a licensing share for these NFTs than they have in past ones. But I think Funko is okay with doing it because they know it being as Disney, it's going to get attention.
Well, that and they're like, well, if it's Disney, okay, we'll do these ones first. But you know what they want? What they want is to do that Spider-Man.
Oh
wanna
yeah,
do
they want that
Spider-Man
Marvel. They want
NFTs.
that Star Wars.
That's gonna be crazy.
They want that Miles Morales someday. Look,
Yeah.
look. Let's be honest with everybody. When it comes to Star Wars, Spider-Man, Miles Morales is where
Miles
it's
is
at.
hot right now.
He's always hot in all of your like Spider-Man collections. So look, they will definitely be after that one. But I'm still not into the NFTs. I don't like this right here. I wish Disney would have stayed out of it. I think that this tells me that Disney's not doing so great though. When I see this tells me like their financial backing is not the greatest on the planet. The one thing I will say when I see these is that the numbers have been lower than what you're typically seeing. Like there's only 999 available of this one. I've always been kind of confused though on why we use that number, because it reminds me a lot of like 666, but I think it's supposed to be completely honest. What do you think?
I don't know. Like, I think I screwed myself on my Patreon because I think I made the top tier 6.66, trying to be like some kind of edge lord back in the day. And I think I think it stopped people from joining. They're like, "No, I'm not gonna join that, dude. I'll do
No!
the
They're like, I'm good.
Yeah, they're
I'm
like,
good.
nah. I should probably change that.
So that's what that reminds me of. Anytime I see where they put like 999 on things, it reminds me of like Super Plastics, because Super Plastics has been super into like the 666 forever, or they'll go 333, or they'll go 999, and they've been always into that. It's funny that you say that you did that though, because I would have probably fallen victim to doing something like that just to grab attention. I like to make weird numbers like 678, or just off the wall
Yeah.
numbers that don't make any sense. So that would have worked for me. Let's see, so this is going to be 1,800 pieces. So they're not as
Yeah,
skinny as I thought
I'm
they
not
were.
digging that Daisy much. It doesn't really. I mean, I'm sure it's from a comic, but I don't recognize it.
Yeah, like I just don't I don't see these like honestly, if I really wanted these, I wouldn't gamble on the packs. $30 for the pack. I
You
mean, you
just
get
go
3
and buy them on
packs
the
and
aftermarket.
yeah, I can't see these being much more than $100 on the aftermarket, maybe even less. Like I just don't see the like crazy demand for these. I mean, maybe there's Disney folks that really know these, but I don't know how many super hardcore Disney adults
Wait.
are into Funko and NFTs to where these are even going to be on their radar. You know what I mean?
Well, typical Disney adults are probably going to have some sort of Disney collectibles, which is right up there, but it has to be, you have to have some sort of connection. And so far, looking at these, I mean, I can recognize a few of these. I can recognize the minis. The minis more of a 50s style mini. This is a Goofy. It's like a band member, Goofy. I remember the old school. Yeah, they're drawing these off of old school cartoons so far, but the problem was they weren't very popular or memorable cartoons, and maybe that's the deal that Disney's doing with them now. Hey, do this, try to see what it's at. The only one I can possibly see up front is probably your highest one. That's going to be your Grail. Now, notice they did not do a Funko Freddy.
Well, there'll still be a Funko Freddy in this. It'll just be you have to collect all of them, and then he'll be done
Yeah.
as something. I don't know what he'll be done in this, but Andrew has a valid point. They kept it under 1,000, but I don't know that I still consider that under 1,000. That's
No, but it actually looks like there isn't a Freddy though, because those are the
I
6 redeemables right there, right?
See,
I
and
don't
Pete,
see him.
this
Yeah,
is
see, that would have been
Conductor
cool.
Pete. This is Conductor Pete. I've
I was
seen
wondering,
this
have we
before.
seen a Pete? Have we seen a Pete? Does anybody know? I
We
don't
have
think
seen a Pete before, but it's more of a regular one. This being and Pete's been in many different ways, but again, why would you put this one? Now, this is your only one here that's going to be your most popular. This is the one everyone's going to go after because that's Conductor Mickey. Conductor Mickey through the years has been a very, very popular image and old school character of Mickey Mouse. And so that's your only one that really people are going to recognize off the bat, unless people are more into the history of these cartoons. The other ones, they're not really going to know.
Well,
Except for Conductor Mickey.
I think the Pete and the Mickey is where it's at. Andrew's kind of giving us some numbers on pricing, so I'm just going to assume that he's pretty on top of this. He says the Grails were probably around 100, and the rest of them, the legendaries, would be 30 to 50. So
Yeah,
the
I
other
agree.
the other reason I thought you were going to do the math on this at some point is that I had actually sat there for a while there and figured that you had to buy at least $200 worth in order to hit a pop. That was the magical number. If you broke the odds down, was somewhere around $200. I don't think the odds have changed. I'd have to go and look at the odds. They normally tell you like what the odds are on them, but I don't really think the odds have changed a whole lot. Funko has kind of kept it into that 1%, 0.67%. They've kind of kept it into these god awful odds, and because of that, I mean, it gives you these really bad.
But here's the thing, and I think Collector Pass, kind of understands with this is, to be honest with you, I'd rather just let these come out and find that Conductor Mickey on the aftermarket.
I'm 100% with y'all. If I was gonna play the game, that's how I would play it.
If it was a property like if it was specifically Marvel Spider-Man, right?
Mhm.
Then I would be like, well, if you really, really want it, maybe gamble $100 on it, because then the aftermarket prices I would assume would be closer to 200, 300.
I think
maybe
at first, but I think if you hold off, if you hold yourself off, and you know that eventually when you see that, I think in 2 years from now, you run across that on an eBay, that's going to be down half that price.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess something you can compare it to would be when the Box of Fun Freddy Funko Spider-Man came out, where he's leaping, and that one, I remember telling Franklin McGinnis, I was like, that's going to be the grail, dude. That's going to be the expensive one right there. And for a long time, it was going at $400. I think they make maybe a little less of them than these ones, but I think that's a good one to compare it to. Like if they did make some kind of Freddy Funko Spider-Man, and I think that one did hold its value pretty high. I haven't checked lately though on eBay how much that one's worth, but just the fact that it's Spider-Man or something really popular, like if they did like a Wolverine character or something like that, I think would be pretty pricey. I think the demand would be a lot higher than these ones for sure.
Look, so I think you're onto something. I don't think that they're going to go down really far in value, not in the longevity of life, right? Because they, at the end of the day, they are a limited piece. They're probably one of the more truly limited pieces in the Funko world, because we know that Funko kind of lies about their limited pieces. There's not a whole lot of way for them to lie about these unless they try and say that they were sold separate in Asia or whatever. There's not a whole lot of room for them to lie in the numbers here. This is one of them that I would try and I wouldn't try and buy the physical pop. I would try and buy the token. So you can, people all the time sell the actual redeemable tokens version. That's what I would try and do. And I wouldn't try and do it the first day. It's normally the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth day that you have the best window from what I've seen. That's the best window to buy those tokens, because the flippers are starting to get nervous that they're not going to sell, so they start dropping the price way down. But then after the first and second week, they start to kind of climb back up, because now there's not that many of them out there in the market. People start to try and like pull the prices back in and hold on to them a little longer. So from what I've watched it, because there was a few of them that I almost jumped on, your best window is day 2 through day 6. That's your window to buy those tokens. After that, they start doing weird stuff. They could come down or they could go way up. And that's what happened to me. I kind of watched one of them go way up on me, because I was like, I'm going to hold off a little longer. Well, I shouldn't have held off a little longer. I should have just grabbed it when it was $30 versus 300. And so if you'll get it through day 2 and 6 is normally the time to grab that token. But then you have to deal with redeeming it and all of the weirdness that comes involved at that point, the waiting on it to get to you, just really weird stuff happens.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I've seen the way they ship some of these, and it's crazy, dude. Like the way they just put it in a little box, like with barely any protection. That is nuts, and they're still doing that. Like, I'm like, wow. I think that's crazy. Like, that's why I would, like, if there was one of these I really wanted, I'd probably just go to eBay where I can see. Like, I'm like, dude, I want to see a picture of each side of the pop you're actually going to send me, and I want you to guarantee you're going to double box that thing, because at least you're going to get something. At least you're going to have a chance of it not being smashed up. Like some of the way that some people have been receiving these, I would be so pissed, and Funko doesn't, they're so unapologetic about box damage, right? They don't care.
Yeah, Funko's a strange company anymore. They've gotten stranger and stranger.
I did look real quick, and that Freddy Funko as Spider-Man is averaging about $250 on eBay.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it did go down quite a bit, because I want to remember at one time it was nearly 400.
And
Right
then
at the height.
and that's sold price. That's not what people are asking.
Yeah.
That's what the pop is actually selling for.
I mean, sometimes it's good to see the latest sold, and also I like to see the lowest listed, right? Because if there isn't one available for 250, well then it's not 250, right?
Yeah.
Like if the lowest listed is 300, well it's 300, right?
Right.
I mean, let's make them an offer.
All of that's kind of weird though. It just depends on what somebody will take. Like right now, I
Yeah.
am hunting the Astro Boy. I am on the hunt for every one of them that I can get my hands on. Just because I didn't pick them up while they were there, I want them. The prices have fallen way on them. I think they're going to go back up though. So it's really all about what people will pay. Speaking of eBay though, so let's talk about eBay a little bit. You know, Funko started releasing pops just on eBay. What do you think about that?
I think if you buy it on eBay, if you buy Funko Pops directly on eBay through like from the actual official Funko, I think you're stupid. Because they're charging you like $7 each pop, like to ship it. Like why wouldn't you just buy it from the Funko shop from the same price? And if you're gonna buy a few of them, you get the points and free shipping. Like I just don't understand why you would go, because it's $15, right? And then I think they charge you something like $7 for the shipping. I'm like, I just don't see why you would do that.
Yeah, because at that point you might as well get enough and get the free shipping on top of it.
You know, so every once in a while, I say Funko is one of those people that can't seem to get out of their own way. And here's a prime example of like somebody who can't get out of their own way. Like they're such a detriment to themselves that
they're offering free shipping on eBay now too, but
at 65, it's less if you go in the shop. But here's the thing is, sorry, I know Wayne, I know you want to get back to your point.
No,
but,
go ahead.
I knew, and we talked about this a long time ago, when eBay bought a big stake. They bought a majority of the stock, and we knew at some point eBay was going to get involved with Funko. And I expected more from eBay, to be honest with you, than just this. Randomly dropping exclusives just on eBay to be able to run through like that. I mean, I'm very disappointed in that. I would expect more of some sort of connection, but I don't know, maybe eBay is rethinking their thoughts. I don't know, where they're testing waters, but it really just seems weird.
Yeah, to me eBay is an aftermarket kind of place. Like I don't to me it should be an aftermarket thing. I don't know. Funko has always tried to fight, collectors wanting perfect boxes. They've always tried to fight that, right? They always, they'd have their little media monkeys on there going like, I don't care about the box, and they ruin it and stuff, like trying to be like, oh gee, because they don't care, I'm not going to care too, dude. It's stupid, right? And then they've always like not liked the reselling aspect. I'm like, dude, but the reselling it's more interesting to people, especially like if I showed people that don't collect Funko, right, or don't even know what Funko is, if they see my big collection, right, and I tell them, oh yeah, all of those, if I wanted to sell them, I sell them all for about $10 each. They think that was stupid, right? But if you go, oh yeah, that one, if I want to sell that one right there, that one's a $500 pop, that one's a $400 pop, that one's whatever, and they go, oh really? Yeah. You go on eBay, if you want that one, that's what it costs. Then all of a sudden they go like, oh, this isn't so lame anymore, right? It makes people more interested in it. So I don't know why Funko has always tried to fight that. I just don't get it.
Dead Zone has a valid point. Fakes have been on eBay for as long as I can remember. So there's a couple of things that I'm going to point out about eBay, and this is where I say Funko can't get out of their own way. So there's no sticker on here. If it was going to be an eBay exclusive, why not get an eBay sticker? Expect an eBay sticker. I don't know about y'all, but they need to put an eBay sticker on it somewhere. That's a Funko Shop exclusive if it just has a Funko Shop sticker, right? So if you're going to drop it on eBay and it's going to be exclusive to eBay, then I need an eBay sticker. I mean, I don't just write the thing on with your marker. I don't even really care.
We'll just get eBay stickers from Etsy and just slap them on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really care. Get a rubber stamp or something and just stamp eBay on it. I mean, get creative with what you're doing. But check this out. eBay has this feature where you can see how many of these guys have sold. And so this is where I say that Funko can't get out of their own way. Funko has been really good at building hype, right? Or historically they have been. The past 2 years they fired somebody that knew how to build hype, and now they just try and fake their way through it. Historically they've been really good at building hype, and that's what it takes to have a collecting company. You have to build hype. You have to have people wanting to buy them, like you made mention to, because it's going to go up in price, or because it's going to add value to my collection, or because it's a super rare pop that you're not going to be able to get a year down the road, right? There was always a hype behind getting it. When you put it on eBay and they tell me how many are sold, there's only 105 of these guys sold. Why would I buy 2 of them thinking that they're going to sell out if there's only been, since they dropped them today, 105 of these guys have
it says
sold?
about
that's embarrassing.
108 people watched in the last 24 hours at that.
Well, 108 people watched, but only 105 bought. So, I mean,
eBay's rating there 97.3. That looks like it's high, but that's actually pretty low for
That's actually kind of low for our eBay.
Yeah.
I mean, so wrap your brain around why. I can't believe they haven't taken that number off. I don't know if that's stuck on eBay's like program and it has to be there. But if you take a minute when we're not live and you just kind of scroll through Funko's page, you will find that Funkos don't sell at the rate that you think they do. Like there's some of their pops that maybe they've only sold 20 of, 30 of, and you would think on eBay they'd be selling a lot more than 20 or 30 if there was any kind of excitement behind it.
Well, it's this character too. I mean, Aquaman, they've already made a bunch of them. I don't know. I don't know if this movie, I mean, I don't know how excited people are about, what is this, the Aquaman 2 or whatever. He doesn't look particularly different.
It looks like the same form he had from Aquaman 1.
Yeah, it's just like I feel a part of it is this pop. Like it just depends, right? If this was a one-piece pop or something like that of a character they've never made before that also has a chase, all of a sudden, that would be selling out, right?
Yeah.
I guess it just depends. Like properties like this, that's never going to go up in value. That's for sure. Like, I mean, you can take the very first few Justice League pops that came out. I can't think of one that's really very pricey. Really, I can't really think of any.
Well, they're overproduced. I mean, you were right when you said that. They made this guy 99 times in 99 different poses with 99 different ways and 99 different boxes. But if I was going to represent myself on a platform and I was going to put a pop on a platform, knowing that look, I've worked in plastics for a long time in my life. There's no way that 105 of these guys even covered their run, right? There's no way that it even covered the production of boxes that they have at this point. I mean, there's no way that I would put a pop on there that I thought was going to underperform to represent myself, right? I would put a pop on there that I knew was going to overperform. That way it would sell out. That way it would build the hype for the next one to come in line, right? There's zero chance that I would put a pop on here as its opening debut and then let you know that it only sold 105 the first 12 hours.
Well, I think that is a requirement in eBay, because I have sold stuff on eBay, and if you have more than one, you do have to, like, the way it all works, you have to put basically your inventory on there, right? And people can see how many have sold and how many are left or whatever. But I know Funko sometimes the way they I don't know exactly how it works, the way they hand out the exclusives, or if the stores ask for certain ones or what. But I could totally see some eBay suit and a suit from Funko telling them, "Oh yeah, man, Aquaman, that movie sold $1 billion. You're gonna want this exclusive." Funko knowing damn well this one isn't gonna be a hot one, they know. And then the guy at eBay who isn't really savvy will be like, "Oh yeah, Aquaman, I know who that is. That's the ticket, and we'll take him, And I feel like that's part of it,
Yeah, no, probably.
Like certain stores that get better exclusives because they're more savvy. Like I think Hot Topic gets better exclusives because they have better buyers or better people to communicate with Funko, going like, "No, we don't want that one. We want this one."
Yeah.
I would agree with you, but I think Hot Topic's been making some bad decisions lately.
Yeah.
I think they've made some rather bad decisions lately when it comes to the pops. You're mentioning Hot Topic. So I went in Hot Topic not too long ago, and Hot Topic was restocking some pops from last year. They were Hot Topic exclusives. They were restocking them from last year. I was just kind of pick and choosing through them at that moment. But the young lady at Hot Topic, they're never very old. I mean, and nor will they be.
No.
They're making very little money, probably still in high school. Was telling me that they have been receiving the store exclusives that are almost 2 years old. They've just been receiving them randomly, and then it just wrap your brain around that for a minute. What that's going to do to the price of your Hot Topic exclusives that are 2 years old that you thought were done, that they're re-releasing.
Yeah,
I
well,
just putting it out there.
I've always told people like, exclusivity doesn't mean limited, right? It just means you can only get it there. Well, that's what it used to mean. Like, because I bought this one right here, Hot Topic exclusive, on Funko Shops, on Funko's website. So
Which I hate. I hate
they're
the
not
fact
even
that
exclusive
if
anymore.
you're gonna sell
right?
if you're gonna sell exclusives, sell it to the I hate that Funko sells all the group distributors on their
It's
website.
stupid.
It's pointless.
Like, it's not even that's not what exclusive means. It's so annoying.
So speaking of exclusives, have you seen the new Freddy Funko that's going to be coming out? So there's a new Freddy Funko that's going to be coming out. Let me get this pulled up. I got to find what Funko employee I'm going to be showing this from. I think I've come to the realization, unless you're a Dish Tracker, I think Dish Tracker is a Funko employee. You probably know the answer to that, but I won't ask you right now.
No, he talks too much shit to be a Funko employee, I think.
Have you seen this one?
It looks cool. Like, I'm not sure exactly what is a part of like a space program in Asia or something.
Yeah, so this is going to be one of the Pop Asias. It's 1,000-piece limited edition. They're calling him an MMC crew member.
Yeah, see, I don't know what that is.
It must be some sort of space. I mean, you've had to have had that one pretty correct when you said that it's an MMC crew member, limited edition, 1,000-piece pop. The Pop Asia stuff is pretty cool to me, but have you noticed that they're catering more and more to the Asia market? Do you think the Asia market's taken over?
Well, they might be. The Asia market, when it comes to the fervor for Funko Pops, might be where the American market was in like 2017, 18. Maybe it just took them a little longer to catch on, and maybe they're just more into it right now, right? They haven't been they haven't bought this for $200 and then Funko releases it again yet on them. It could be that. I know for a while there, like in Australia, the market was super, super hot. I think it's kind of mellowed out a little bit too. In Europe too. And then maybe just Asia right now is the ones that are the craziest about it, maybe. Because they do get a lot of exclusives and they are pretty cool. They just don't know a lot about some of those properties over there.
Wait, what was the question?
He said, "Is that the Mickey Mouse Club member?" I love Dead Zone.
Well, see, that didn't remind me of that. That reminds me of almost like it's a Funko Freddy MTV Video Award.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at first too. I thought it was Funko or Freddy Funko as the Moon Man. That's what I thought.
That would have been epic if it was. I would want it. Look, I kind of want this pop anyways, but I was thinking today what you just said out loud, and that is that because it seems like they're catering more and more to the Asian community right now, and which is okay, which is 100% okay, but it makes me think that their market is super hot like ours was in 2017, 2018, 2019. And that ours has died off, so they've shifted their focus more over to the Asia side right now, and that's why we feel like we just haven't had anything hot, is because they're just not that caring right now.
Well, they might have gone through all the IPs that they can get, right? Because there's a lot of stuff they could do. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that would be awesome for them to do, but can they get the licensings for it? Maybe not, right? So. And maybe in Asia, there's still a whole open market of all the licenses they can still get. Plus, since maybe they're newer collectors, maybe they still got room in their pop rooms, right? And we don't.
Now you're
buying,
talking.
you know?
Yes. So it made me go to Aussie Collectibles. I don't know if you've ever done this. I'm sure you have. You tend to be able to get a lot of your Asian stuff or your Australian stuff or your European stuff that maybe we didn't see over here, or maybe there's people want an arm and a leg for. I don't know if you've ever checked them out, but you should. If there's something that you just wanted to get your hands on and you missed. A good example of this is, do you remember when Hot Topic had the limited edition 5,000 piece Biggie Smalls?
Yeah.
Platinum edition Hot Topic. They did a Britney Spears and they did somebody else. You could have went to Aussie Man and got them without the limited edition sticker on it. So that was the only thing that made it limited edition in the United States, was that sticker. Everything else, they just produced them and sold them over in Australia like forest fire. I mean, you could have bought any of them on there, and they weren't even that expensive. $15. I think shipping from over there is $11 whole. So I think I could ship one of these like from there to here, which to me is insane that I can ship it for that, because I can't ship anything to Canada for less than like 30, which just seems crazy to me. But there is some cool stuff on here. And I've said for a long time that I'm kind of into the Pop Asia stuff. There's some really cool like stuff in there that I've always thought was pretty cool. I think Chris actually owns this one.
I have that one too.
No, I do not own the Thailand. Actually, that was one on my list to try to find, but no, now I know it. $10. Yeah, I'll probably jump on that.
Yeah, I think I remember getting that one for $20. I forget from where.
I have the Tiger one.
Yeah, the Tiger one's really cool. I like that one.
And it's signed.
Oh,
signed
Mickey
by
Mouse
Mickey.
signed.
Mickey
by
Mouse
the actual
signed.
Mickey Mouse at Disney World, like the guy in the suit.
A Mickey Mouse, yeah.
He said a Mickey Mouse. He said, "Hold on, man. It's signed by a Mickey Mouse."
It was signed by Kevin. You know.
Come on, there is only one Mickey Mouse.
I'm into it though. He says signed by. So check this out. Earlier, I added one of these guys to my cart and just kind of seen what the estimated shipping cost on it was going to be. So I took this guy. Let's just see. I mean, let's just for giggles. I'm not in the United Kingdom. I don't know why I clicked on United Kingdom. Probably because it said United and I just had to run with it. $11.34. I mean, so $24, $25, you get it shipped to your house. To me, that's not that crazy. I mean,
no, it's not. I mean, I used to buy a bunch of pops from Pop Culture and do like a bunch of unboxings and stuff. I honestly think, I don't know. I honestly feel like I was the one that ruined that for everybody. Was Pop Culture at the time, you could buy all the exclusives that they had here. Like, you know, instead of like at the time you actually had to run around to all the stores and everything, right? You couldn't get everything online, and you actually had to run around to the stores.
I miss that.
Pop Culture used to sell all the exclusives all in one place, because in Australia, you know, they didn't have, you know, Targets and all that over there. And I did about 6 unboxings, and they started getting more and more views. And then all of a sudden, Funko cracked down on Pop Culture, and I feel like that's the reason why we can't buy certain exclusives from Australia anymore.
Do you think Funko watches the Funko community?
It depends. I think they do. I mean, they have to, because, like, say, I don't know. I should probably ask them. There's an Australian YouTuber, Funko YouTuber called Taco Pops. Have you guys heard of him?
Pops? Yeah.
Yeah. So Taco Pops, they don't have like a huge channel, right? They don't get like hundreds of thousands of views per video, but Funko does have them on their Funko Around the World, right? So it's either Taco Pops either reached out to Funko or Funko reached out to them to do that series. I'm not sure exactly who reached out to who, but it lets me know that they have to watch. And or especially like at the time there wasn't, at the time I was making those videos, there wasn't any Funko YouTuber getting hundreds of thousands of views, right? Like the most Funko videos would be like 10,000, 12,000 views.
Do you still think they get hundreds of thousands?
No. No, not even. I think if I made a video right now, actually, I haven't made a video in months just because I've been so busy, but I think I am going to try to do the best and worst of the year at the end of the year, like I always have.
A year in review.
And I feel like if I do that, I feel like they might get 2,000-3,000 views compared to what they used to get.
Right.
Just like part of it is being in the algorithm, right? Like if you haven't made videos in a long time, that means people aren't clicking on your videos, right? Because you haven't made videos. And I think when that happens, YouTube just doesn't push it out as much as they used to, like when you're making videos
But
all the time.
I think that depends on what type of videos. Like for me, I mean, I've been slow the past couple of months on putting videos just because of being busy and trying to readapt to a lot of things. But I've got some videos that, I mean, since I do travel stuff and locations, that I've got videos that still get like, I get hundreds of views a week just on these videos that were like a year old. But because I found that doing something like a Great Wolf Lodge resort tour, and because beforehand when I went out there I realized there really isn't a whole lot of good ones, so I made sure to do as much as I could. I get a lot of views from it, and I think YouTube pushes that.
Yeah, I
out.
mean,
So
something like that would be evergreen, right? Like for people traveling around,
yeah.
there's always gonna be people traveling. I guess things like news or it's just certain videos, I guess, they're posted and it's not something that people are going to search for again.
Do we think that the Funko YouTube community in a whole is, compared to where it was, I guess, let's just say during the pandemic, do we think that the whole Funko community is about dying?
I don't know, because I don't really watch a lot of Funko YouTube videos. Not like I used to. For the past like couple years, I really haven't kept up, because I mean a lot of it is so bullshitty, right? Like a lot of it, like I can, maybe I watched enough of it where I can kind of predict what people are gonna say. Like, oh, this new pop came out. Oh, it's sold out. Someone's gonna get mad about it, and then someone's gonna say it's crap, and then somebody's gonna say it's cool. Like I know this YouTuber's gonna think it's cool. I know this YouTuber's gonna think it's not cool. And I know this YouTuber's gonna clickbait, and I'm always right. So I'm just like, I just don't. I have better things to do with my time, I guess, than to watch the same kind of video that they've been making for 5 years.
I think where it kind of started dying out was a little bit. I mean, I got into it doing mystery boxes at the time, but when you see even some of the the growing YouTubers and they're doing, I mean, the only guy I can probably still say that does good mystery boxes and does not stack, it would be like a Luau. But there's so many YouTubers out there now that are doing Funko that, man, how are you pulling these items out of mystery boxes without them being stacked?
Yeah, I mean, I guess some people just, I don't know. I guess some people just don't care, right?
There's a fakeness to it.
Some pops. Like it's kind of like the mystery box thing is it's almost like they're opening a present. I guess it's a mystery for the person too. What are they going to pull out? I guess that's all right. I guess people like to watch people lose money, I guess. But I think a lot of the mystery box people have, like, they've been burnt. A lot of them have been burnt. You're like, well, what am I going to keep spending a couple $1,000 a month on this, right? For a couple hundred views, and it's just it's rough. It's rough.
I do agree. Dead Zone Citizen does not stack. We do know that one.
So I think y'all know that I've never really been into like the mystery boxes. Anyways, I've never really been big into mystery boxes. It has to be certain mystery boxes for me, and the Funko Pops are not the mystery box for me. I mean, I'll show you the mystery boxes that I like here in a second, but the problem is getting your hands on them. What do you think about the new Peter Parker? What is this? What can somebody help me out? What is this?
This is
it's from.
I haven't seen it across the universe.
Yeah, it's from across the universe. It's I forget exactly if he's a alternate reality Peter Parker or what. He's like an adult Peter Parker, and he has like a kid.
He has a
yeah. If you like the movie, like,
help me out.
You gotta get this pop. It was a good movie. I'm not exactly collecting them, but I know that these ones have been kind of hot.
Well, I seen it today, and I thought, is that a kid backpack? Is what?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah. He's got the baby in the little harness.
There's a lot to unbox in this picture. I mean, there's a lot to unbox in this one. It's a Hot Topic exclusive, so we know that it's going to have some kind of like hotness to it. I don't think that we're going to see any like truly hot pops until they quit like making so many, though. I think until they like decide they're going to back their numbers back.
Yeah.
To touch on what we were saying about the Funko community, I think Funko is killing the Funko community in the United States.
I mean,
I think
they're never gonna go back to how it was, right? Because it's like honestly, I think the number one thing, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the number one thing that kind of I don't want to say ruined Funko, because it's like it's still,
yeah,
there's still pops, right? There's still
not
whatever, you know,
ruined.
whatever.
Yeah,
If there's a pop you like, buy it, collect it, whatever, right? But I think what changed Funko, I think is a better word, is when they went public with their
yes,
stock.
Yeah.
Right? That's what changed it, right? That's why they don't take as many gambles and risks, right? You're never going to see them make some of these really odd pops that they used to make, because they just know that they have to make money, so they're going to concentrate on making a million things that they know is going to sell, and they're going to make a ton of them because, you know, people go, oh, they ended up at Five Below or whatever. Well, Funko doesn't care. Like if it means they sold 100,000 of a pop and 10,000 of them went to Five Below, they don't care. They'd rather do that than sell like 20,000 and have them sell out and never, you know, because at the end of the day, yeah, they sold out. That's great. The value goes up, but to them, they're still only getting the money that they got initially for 20,000 when they could have got it for 100,000.
yeah,
Even
but
if
hear
some
me
of them
out.
they have to junk or throw them in the trash, they don't care. They still made more money, so
Hear me out.
they're always going to do that now.
Hear me out though.
Yeah.
This is where the company themselves has bad management, because I've been in the plastic world for a really long time. If I would say their average run is 100,000. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, that's not true. Well, your molds start to have damage somewhere around the 80 to 100,000
Okay.
piece marker. So that tells me that there's somewhere in that gap, right? Before your mold starts to, you have to rework your mold. They call it retooling. You have to retool your mold and rework it. And when your molds are that little, it's tougher to do that than if it's a bigger mold. So I'm saying that their runs are somewhere around that. I could run a run of that, and then I could hear me out. I could run 20,000 of them painted like this guy. I could run 20,000 of them with a glow plastic. I could run 20,000 of them in a flat black. I could run 20,000 of them, and then I could get more exclusive with different things, just depending on how I twisted it. I could twist one of them where there was only 500 chrome ones in the world. I could, so that's the part that I don't understand, is I feel like they're creatively bankrupt. Like, right, I understand that you're going to run a large number because you have the mold, you have the plastic. It makes more sense to run large numbers. You don't have to change the box. They could run they could run 1,000 of these. Hear me, in chrome red. Right, the exact same pop in chrome red, leave it in the exact same box, put a LE sticker on it of 1,000, and what you would have a hot pop all of a sudden. People wouldn't care what pose he was in. They wouldn't care how he looked. The only thing they would care about is it's in Spider-Man red, and there's only 1,000 of them.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
yeah, that's true. But I guess the whole, when you say they're creatively bankrupt, I think it's more of like, because I used to, like a long lifetime ago, used to be an artist, right? I went to art school. I
Right.
used to do graphic design and all this stuff,
Right.
right? But when you're given leeway, right? Where, like, say you're doing a project for one person that goes, you know what? I hired you because you're the artist. This is what I needed to say, but you come up with something, right? You're gonna create something a lot more interesting than when you're working for a corporation where now they're designing by committee, right? There's like 10 guys that don't know anything telling you, well, it needs to have this, and it needs to be big enough to be read from 10 feet away, and it needs to have this color because of whatever. And like by the time you're done, you're like, okay, I kind of feel like a chef that was told I need to use chicken breast and I need to use only 1 tablespoon of salt, and it's got to be cut a certain way, and you got to bake it. So I'm like, well, what do you need me for then? You know what I mean?
You already know what
guys
you
can do
want.
that, you know. So I think once Funko went super corporate and publicly traded company, things are designed by committee like that, right? It's got to tick certain boxes, right? It's got to be property's got to be big enough. The research shows that the people want this character. They like it in this region. How much is it going to cost us to send it there, right? All those variables come into account with what they design now. And as the artist, they're just like, okay, whatever. Let me just pump it out.
That's right.
Let me just pump it out, because whatever input I put into it, they're going to deny it over there because they've already done the research, right? They've already done the research that has to be this way. And they're just basically hiring these artists to, okay, now just make the 3D mold for me. We've already decided what it needs to be. We just need your know-how to make it real, right? We don't need you to design it.
Unfortunately, I think you're right. I mean, I unfortunately I have to agree with everything you said. I feel like they could still keep some exclusivity to things without costing them any extra money.
Well, the art series is definitely a factor of that.
Yeah.
So it's a shame, but I'm gonna have to do this because I was wanting to do a reaction video. Do you play video games at all? I don't think I've ever have. Do you play video games at all?
I think the last video game I played a lot was Destiny 2.
Destiny 2.
Yeah.
That is a really long time ago.
And then I think the next game I'll probably play a lot is GTA 6 when it comes out next year.
It's crazy you said that. So I went to Johnny Funko's page because we all know that Johnny Funko's diss tracker, regardless as to what he keeps saying, that is the reality of life.
Well, and until the diss tracker that's not Johnny Funko decides to come on our show, we're gonna keep saying it.
Have you seen
this trailer? Looks awesome.
Have you seen the trailer of this game?
Yeah.
Insanity. What they have going on.
This looks like just like real footage.
It looks like 100%.
Yeah.
What is going on? I watched this earlier today, and I was just floored at where GTA has went.
No, and some of this you can tell that a lot of this is like cutscenes, yeah, but a lot of it's in game. Like you can tell that that's what the game is going to look like, right? That's not just going to be the cutscenes.
Well, I mean, even the last GTA, because I have the last GTA, the graphics are pretty similar to this. Now, you could say, like what you just said, that these are cutscenes, but still the graphics are going to be really close to what you are looking at this moment.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure that a lot of it is actual missions, and they're going to refine it even more, right? If it's a year out, this is going to look even better. Like I actually can't wait to play this. But yeah, I'm not a big video game player. Usually, I'll get one game, I'll play a lot, I'll go in waves. But yeah, Destiny 2 was the last game I played a lot.
So if we're talking reactionary videos, can I show you guys something? Then I want to know your God's honest opinion of the products in this. Now, mind you, this information could be very trigger happy or trigger warning. So this comes from a very good friend of ours that got an exclusive look at some products I know Wayne has been waiting for. Because I know he wants to get some of these. So check this out. We'll see you on the other side.
Chocolate Pops. Let's check them out. Big ass hole in his head. Holy smokes, that's horrible. Wonder Woman, Jack, Han Solo, Princess Leia. What the? What a funky dress it looks like. Yeah, I don't know about those.
So, the exclusive Valentine's Day, whatever you want to call them. I know y'all want some of these.
I mean, they're not for me. At least they're trying something, right?
Y'all, you ready for this though? Are you?
I've never been a fan of any of the Valentine stuff.
No, man.
Are you ready for this though? Watch this. These things are selling out.
I mean, the Turtles ones, like when I first saw it, it looked like they're disrobing. Like it looked like, you know, a little off the shoulder, right? Like trying to be sexy.
Well,
or something.
look at Jack.
Weird.
Half of his body's hanging out of the damn thing. Yeah, it looks like he's stripping down.
So
Yeah. And then the Han Solo looks like he's not wearing pants.
I honestly thought that these things were going to be made out of chocolate. So
Yeah, that would have been better.
Looking at the boxes, I see that there's no disclaimer on these boxes. Funko is taking a lawsuit over these pops. I guarantee you somebody's going to grab one. They're going to take it out of the box. They're going to break a tooth trying to bite into one of these things.
I mean, it does say vinyl figure right there, though. I mean,
that's what I
Look,
said.
A lawnmower has a spinning blade under it, but they had to put a warning on it that says, "Don't put your fingers down there."
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's cool. I guess it's just like one of those things where, what do you buy a Funko collector, right? If your girlfriend or your boyfriend's a Funko collector, what do you get them on Valentine's Day? I guess it's like a nice little thing.
Don't. Just save me. Save me from it. Don't buy me one. These things are horrible.
And you know they know. Like if you look at these ones, you know they know it does look like it's disrobing, right? Like look at the Jack looks like he's disrobing. This Jack Skellington, right? But how come they didn't make Princess Leia like that? If you look at Princess Leia, if you go back,
that's
sexist,
sexist, by the way.
So bad.
Like, see, Princess Leia, they have her wrap her all the way up to the neck because they're like, no, we don't want him to look like she's like topless.
Yeah, so we don't want her to be disrobing. Yeah, you just said the right thing, disrobing.
It does look that way. That's probably why they probably tested it, doing it like the way they did the Jack Skellington one. They're like, nah, looks like she's topless.
Looks like she's topless. She better like oh my god. These things are so bad. So but they're selling out, and I would have never in a bazillion years.
He looks like he's stripping down. What the hell?
I mean, I could see people like, because to me, these ones almost look more like, oh, I guess, yeah, Easter or Christmas or something, right? I guess you can make.
That's what we said last week. Why are these Valentine's Day? These you don't buy this is like an image or a play off of the hollow bunnies in the aluminum foil, and you get that for Easter, not for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I mean, although we say, oh, they should have made them chocolate, but it would have been shitty chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
I would have accepted that though, right? I am a fat kid at heart, so I would have bought every one of these guys. I would have unwrapped them. I would have told everybody how shitty the chocolate was. I'd have been like, man, this is the shittiest chocolate I've ever eaten in my life. But
did you ever try the candy?
Yeah, but I'm still eating their candy. No,
dude.
Wait, Funko had candy?
Yeah, you don't remember the pop. You remember the pops with candy in them, right?
No.
Oh, really? They're making
more. You gotta show him
now.
that and see what he thinks about that.
Yeah, they're making some more of them now. Here, watch this. I just seen them.
They're basically like sugar pills.
They're basically
yes. Okay, yes, I know what you're talking about. The clear cases with the candy that was really stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Basically sugar pills. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
It's the most generic candy they could have gotten. It's just
it's funny that it took him to say sugar pills for me to remember about these stupid things.
So on Entertainment Earth, these guys are selling out. We don't know how many like they actually gave them to sell, right? I mean, that might be the real question. Like, how many of them did they give them to sell? Here, let me get this pulled up for you real quick, because I know you need to know what the Funko candy looks like.
What's even worse is the ones that have the bite taken out of them.
I think they're all really bad. Please, no one ever get me any of those. Look at what. Look, Jess, if you're listening, I don't want it for Valentine's Day. Please don't do it. Don't buy me one of those for Valentine's Day. I'm not going to be into it. I think they're the worst idea on the entire planet.
Well, so, if you notice, it's all the properties with people that like are completionists too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa! I would have never thought of that. You're right. It's all on the property.
Spider-Man, Star Wars, Batman.
Star Wars, Spider-Man, Batman. You were so right.
Like if they would have made that exact same chocolate Batman, because I used to collect the original 01 Batman that had all those repaints. I think I have like 20 or 25 of those, and they do kind of look cool all together, all those repaints.
Yeah.
And if that one would have been that arms to the side pose like the original 01 Batman, I'd be like, yeah, maybe I'll get that one to go with my Batman repaints because it's different enough.
But it's typically the same mold.
It's the same mold, yeah, but just done in that style. I probably would have got one for that collection, but they stopped making that Batman a long time ago.
So I have a question for you. Christmas is right around the corner. What is your most disliked Christmas song?
Any on it. So I used to work at Old Navy,
I'm
and
sorry.
yeah, during Christmas they used to play like the same 15 Christmas songs for like a whole month. And so basically, my answer would be anything that's supposed to be like a cool, hip Christmas song.
So like the Mariah Carey Christmas song, not too much on top of that one.
Well, that those ones I can stand, but it's the ones like the grandma ran over by a like grandma got ran over by a reindeer, stuff like that, or like anything that's supposed to be kind of like that. Like there was one, it was the Feliz Navidad one, but even more kind of like a rock and roll kind of style to try to be cool. Those are the ones I hate those. I can't stand anything that's trying to be a cool Christmas song. Like give me something traditional, or even like the way Mariah Carey will sing it.
I hate every Mariah Carey Christmas song.
I mean, I don't like them, but like at least she's just trying to sing it. It sounds kind of classic a little bit. It's not trying to sound kind of.
I feel like she oversings them.
Cool.
Is what I feel like that wasn't her wheelhouse, right? She tried to coin like Mrs. Queen Christmas or something to let something to that effect, and they wouldn't let her. Thank God they wouldn't let her do it. It was I can't remember if it was Queen Christmas or something to that effect. She tried to like coin for her own, but she like look, she's got a beautiful voice. She always has, beautiful woman. But when it comes to Christmas songs, she over like sings them like she is going after a platinum hit, and it's like, yo, no, just please stop. And then they have to play them 1,000 times, almost on repeat. It's like, no, please,
Yeah,
please.
I'm not a big
stop.
fan of Christmas music, to be honest. Like I'm not.
Have y'all ever checked out this company? This is one of my favorite companies, in case nobody knows this. Mischief. It makes all kinds of crazy things. So they go mystery boxes. You can actually buy mystery packs. So they're like cards, but you get all kinds of really strange and awkward things inside of them. Have you ever checked them out at all?
No, I never heard of them.
Really? So they made the big red boots. Do you remember the big red boots? Those were
Oh
mystery boots.
yeah.
They're notorious for throwing pop-up shops in New York. So they'll throw a pop-up shop in the middle of New York somewhere, and you can go in there and buy mystery packs, or maybe you just go in there and give them your money. It's always really weird. So you can actually download their app, and they have all of their new releases, or they just have really weird things on there. Like one of them is, this is a pyramid scheme, and it's 1,000% a pyramid scheme. So you pay them $6, and then they give you $5 for every person you get to sign up, and then that person can rinse and repeat the same thing over and over and over again. And I mean, and it tells you point blank, this is a pyramid scheme. Like it writes it all out for you, how it's a pyramid scheme. If you get a chance and you just are bored, you need something to like entertain yourself, download this app. I promise you it's going to entertain you for hours. The entire time that you're on the app, it has a 1% in the top right hand corner, like it's your phone at 1%. It triggers your brain the entire time. This company is like great at triggering you, and it's really awesome. I mean, to me it is. So on this one right here, you can get their mystery boxes. They normally are about $100 a box if you can get your hands on them, because they sell out really fast. The really cool thing about them though is if you hold on to this box for 100 days, send it back to them, they will give you $1,000 for holding on to it for 100 days. But they can tell if you open it. So it's got all of these little like stupid amounts of like security tags and stuff on it, so that they will 100% know that if you open the box, right? So they fix it to where you can't open the box without them knowing. And they've always done this. It's always been, you hold on to it for 100 days, you send it back to us, we'll give you $1,000. But the flip side to that is, it says it right here, $10 a day, 100 days, $1,000. Here's the number in case you want to text them, right? Here's the stuff that they put inside these boxes. So they have a Vespa, they have chicken sandwich, Nikes, Louis Vuitton, Rolex, some.
Well, I guess that's what makes it hard, right? Because it could be something really valuable.
Really, like, so it could be something really valuable, or it could be a chicken sandwich from McDonald's. Look, and that's the way that they've always run this, and that's what to me always made it a lot of fun. I love watching the videos of people that are opening these because it's just like that. It could
Yeah, no, I want to check out some of these videos now.
you could pull out a chicken sandwich, or you could pull out a $1,000 DJI drone. I mean,
I don't know, dude. If you're telling me like I could spend $1,000 and then in 6 months get back 10,000,
that's right.
I'm not opening those.
I'm not opening it.
But I used to. I remember when I used to do a lot of unboxings, I'd have boxes start to stack up, and I'd get busy, and 6 months would go by before I realized, oh shit, I got stuff that's 6 months old here. I could do that easily.
So even a paperclip, right? You got a 5% chance of pulling a paperclip.
That's a little too high for me.
You have a 1% chance of pulling a Vespa.
0.1%.
Yeah, 0.1% of pulling a Louis Vuitton. 0.1 of pulling the DJI. I'd love that drone, by the way.
I want the silver suit.
The 0.1 of pulling the suit, but they do a lot of things other than just mystery boxes.
Is there a baby face mask on there?
I don't think there's a baby face. There should be, but
what about bodysuit?
I don't think so, but there should be. There are 100%.
I think Collecting Plastics missed that episode.
He probably did miss that episode, but that was really funny. That was a good episode. We had a lot of fun on that one. So they do other things other than like just do these mystery boxes, right? So they make shoes. You really should check them out if you've got a minute, because you're just going to kind of be floored. They have one of them that they are coining as the Jesus shoes. Walk. It's the sole is got water in it, so that you walk on water. Get it, you know?
Oh, dude, those are awesome. I would totally wear those.
So the
I'm
sole
walking on water.
So they coined them as the Jesus shoe. You know, you're walking on water. They had the whole like, you know, Hail Mary. Like, look, this is a little too far out there for me. I
Jesus zipper pool, dude.
I do believe in karma. So this one's a little too far for me. Anything that starts to get like a little too risky, like when it comes to religion or karma,
just in case,
just in case, I kind of shuffle myself.
Come on, they're blessed. You gotta come to the cross on the laces.
Yeah, but this is Team Jesus, though. Dude.
Yeah,
I know. Come on, man.
Yeah, look. I remember this.
Hey, the Luau has the biggest shoe collection we know of. Is he getting these?
I don't know, but I remember this older lady that lived in the neighborhood, and she was a very religious older lady, and she was a devout Catholic, and I remember a time that I was wearing a cross in the neighborhood, and this lady gave me so much grief on wearing the cross, because they're not supposed to be worn in the Catholic, and the rosary beads aren't supposed to actually be taken outside of your house, and so there's too much like bad mojo that could happen in this scenario for me. Just like look, I don't believe that if I walk in under a ladder that it's going to give me bad luck, but I'm not going to test it either. Yeah. I mean, I'm not in the world to let me find out, right? I mean, I'm not in that world, but it's really cool.
I want to know what is the censored? What are they censoring?
I don't really know what they're censoring.
I want to know that too.
And you won't know without buying it. That's part of the whole mischief thing, is that everything is kind of different. Everything is on its own way. You should check this company out. I can't believe that y'all
find somebody that's buying these. We find out what's behind the censored.
I know we should live react to one of these openings.
I can't believe that y'all didn't know this already. I thought surely that y'all knew about this company, and I was just going to be reminding you about them. They're a pretty awesome company when it comes right down to it. They had a car for a while there. You can go see Casey Neistat's video. He got sent a key. So they took a car and they sold this car to like 30,000 people or 3,000 people. They sold a key to this car, and I think it was like 3,000 people. They sold a key for like $100, and they didn't tell you where the car was. It could be anywhere in the United States, but they gave you a clue. They said the car could be here. And it was a PT Loser that was all wrapped in mischief, and it's still running and in the United States to this day. The problem is you could go inside wherever it is you're at. So let's say you're at Walmart shopping, you could leave the car there, come out, and it's gone because somebody else had a key to it and they decided to go take off driving in this thing. So it was really nobody's car. I think that was the first thing that got me into them. It made me do like a lot of research on this car. They hold the insurance on it, they hold the title to it, but there's like 3,000 people that have a key to it, and all of them have partial ownership of it. So
It hasn't been used in a drive-by or anything yet.
I don't know,
Could be.
but it would be kind of hard because people would be like, "It's the mischief car. It's the one that says it."
Yeah, well, with 3,000 suspects.
It's the one wrapped in mischief. You can't miss it. But anyways, it's a super fun company. Y'all should check that out. If
Yeah,
you
I'm gonna check that out. It sounds like an interesting little rabbit hole.
I see that you got something pulled up there, Chris.
Yeah, so as you guys know, I keep talking about Lorcana as it just recently again released in the big box stores on the 1st. So hopefully, maybe some of you guys tried to get them, but they have been selling out quite a bit. Now, I found something interesting on Amazon though. I told you at one point a couple weeks ago they did re-release they're re-releasing the first chapter starter decks. They have, of course, remember first chapter had 3 starter decks. They did re-release them at the regular price, and they were pre-ordered. So mine, I actually have 2 coming in next week. But Lorcana, they have 2 decks for the new version, the Floodborn. And check this out. You can only get them on Amazon available by invitation. So you actually have to go on here onto the site and request an invite. So looks like Wayne did get a hold of some. Is that a starter deck or
No, it's the booster packs.
are you got the boosters? Are you into TCGs at all?
No, I just don't. I don't really collect cards really. But
See,
what's the deal? Are there like some super rare ones in there, or is it kind of like Magic the Gathering?
it's basically like a Pokemon or Magic the Gathering type of game, essentially. It's just since they came out back in September, August, somewhere in there, they've just been so incredibly popular. Ravensburg and Disney did not expect it to be this big. They are selling out more than Pokemon and Magic put together right now. They had a release of a bunch of them at Disney Springs 2 weeks ago, and there was a line that wrapped around Disney Springs just about to try.
Are like the ones that you can buy at Disney Springs? Is there like a chance to get certain cards only in those ones?
They're the same ones. They're the same starter packs. The only thing they had there, which I think they were advertising, but I haven't seen them anywhere else, is they had a special Disney 100 edition bundle set, which came with the starter decks, some booster packs, and some extra little stuff in there, which I haven't been able to find. But of course, it is a big flipper item right now.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
People are flipping these for double price pretty quickly, but they're getting extremely hard to find,
and they're cheap to mail too. It looks like.
Yeah, they're going to be really cheap to mail. I mean, you already know that this is going to be a big game. Some of these cards are selling for $10,000.
Yeah, already.
Damn,
it's one of them that's going to be really big in the long scheme of life, and it plays a lot like Magic the Gathering. I guess you would have to be one of those. My wife the other day told my swim team that when she married me, she didn't know that she was marrying a nerd. So I guess this would almost have to be one of them that you'd almost have to be on the nerd spectrum to want to get into, or you're just into the flipping, because there's a lot of them that are going to sell for a lot. But I'll just throw some of them up there real quick so you can see what some of them are selling on eBay for now. I mean, so like that card right there, the Beauty and the Beast is selling at $375.
And that's from Floodborn. I mean,
I know that it says selling or offer, right, or the price, but we all know that if the price is there, then somebody.
Well, now people are paying the price.
Somebody is paying that, right, or at least they're paying close to.
I know in Chapter 1 it was a Elsa foil card that was the highest ranked one, and that was selling for close to 1,000 last I saw.
Like it still is.
What makes some more valuable? Is it just rarity,
limited,
or is it like some super powerful thing in the game or something?
Both, but the Elsa one is a rarity because there's not a ton of them out there. Like this Zuzu right here, the dragon, that's a foil card. So that one's also another rare one. They didn't make a ton of them. But there's also some like a Lilo one that came in the first chapter that's a very, very powerful card for what you can do with it within the game. So it makes it very it's 2 levels of rarity and strength within the game.
They look nice. They have nice artwork for sure.
Oh yeah, they did. They did fantastic. I mean, what's funny is Funko released their stupid ass cards at the same time as these, and these make Funkos look like garbage pail kids.
Dude, one of the funniest things was when people first posted the original. You know how they have the 101 artworks
Yeah.
in those Funko trading cards, and they look like a 4-year-old drew them.
Yeah.
I thought that was hysterical. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, because I was expecting something nice, like like the Marvel Universe cards and stuff like that. How
Yeah.
the comic book artists draw something, and some of those are really nice, and they'll sell for like $400-$500 and stuff. But then when I saw the Funko ones, I was like, dude, you gotta be joking. with
Yeah, you
that.
guys didn't even try.
They
No.
didn't even try. They didn't even try, which was a shame because I was really looking forward to those cards when they started like talking about them. I was one of the people that were trying to hype them up because I thought that we were going to have like some sort of a collectible card. They put zero effort into it whatsoever. You were talking about the Disney card. So Disney has it broken down a lot like what you would see the NFTs. You have like legendaries, you have some of them that are grails, you have some of them that are rare. So they kind of have a category of them broken down. And then just like your Pokemon cards, you have foil cards, you have regular art cards, you know what I'm saying? You have full art, you have foil. They've changed it all up. Just like they kind of used the Pokemon scheme as far as like their way of making the cards, but then they took the Magic the Gathering way of playing it. So they kind of took both of them and tried to use the best of both worlds. I think for a lot of people though, like myself, it's not going to be so much the gameplay as it is just the collecting of the first runs. So I'm just trying to get my hands on the first runs of what they have. And then after that, I don't really care. Like the second run, the third run, the fourth run, I don't really care. I just want to have the first runs debuted on my wall in little boxes and be done with it. Just because
I think I'm a different though, because I remember playing. I was a kid that played Magic the Gathering back in the day when I was a kid, and I used to love it. And I have been out of TCGs pretty much since then. But these, and I got a guy at work that was originally told me about the ones that I could pre-order, and both of ours are coming in next week. We're all down for basically playing at work during lunch. We're gonna basically learn how to play, and we're gonna go at, because I think it's interesting. There's doing tournaments on these things now, stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be cool. And of course, boost packs are even better because they help enhance your decks and stuff like that. But yeah, I think these are really, really interesting cards, and I think that Ravensburg and Disney did a really good job with these, and they're going to be hard to find for quite a while.
And if they're smart, right, when they make more, it'll just be like a series 2 or whatever, right, and not print these to death.
Exactly.
That's going to kill it. Like what they
did.
did with
They did re-release some first chapters a little bit because they admitted. I did read a thing online. They admitted they did not expect it to be where it was. So it definitely changed in that. But in the spirit of Disney, I do want to throw out a random Disney fact that everyone should remember. That don't forget, today is Walt Disney's birthday.
Oh shit!
And can everyone actually tell me what year he was born?
1900s.
1919.
1900s.
He was born in 1901.
Damn.
So
how old was he when he started Disney? The actual
company. He started his first company. Let's see. Walt Disney Studios was started in 1923. So they just celebrated their 100th anniversary. So that started in 1923. But he started his first cartoonist company in 1918, I believe, somewhere in there.
When he was 18 years old.
He failed miserably, yes. It was right after he did the war. He was in the war when he was 16 in France.
Damn, dude. See, and when I was 18, I was working at Old Navy for $6.99 an hour.
He was driving an ambulance for 2 years in France in the war, and then when it was done, he came back and decided to start a cartoonist company with Herb Iwerks, and failed miserably.
Damn.
Started Walt Disney Pictures, created a character called Oswald the Rabbit, became completely devastated after he lost the rights to Oswald, then created Mickey, and all his 95 years later, he just celebrated his birthday last month.
What was the first one? What was the very first like feature length one? Was it Snow White?
First feature length to Snow White. Yeah.
Snow White, huh? Damn.
So what
do you
videos?
think about that new live action?
That's never going to see the light of day, I think.
You don't? Oh, you think they're gonna shelve it?
I think so.
I thought, like, I saw some of the pictures with the dwarves and stuff. I was like, dude, if I was like 6 or 7, that would scare the hell out of me.
I don't think it's ever going to see light of day, to be honest with you, especially the controversy with the actress and everything. I don't see it'll ever show.
I don't know why people got so upset at her. Just because she said the original story was kind of weird.
Well, I don't think the original story is weird. I mean, for its time and its storybook telling, it was fitting. Do I agree with some of their adaptations of what they did? From what I heard that they did in the film, no, I don't. I don't agree with the dwarfs. The dwarfs are iconic, and to go that far off from them, I think was incorrect. In that, I mean, I understand why they did it, but too much there.
Yeah, I haven't really been a fan of.
I haven't been a fan of the live actions, to be honest.
I don't really like any of them, really.
No.
What new videos do you have coming up?
Who, me?
Just you.
I'm gonna try to do a best and worst of, even though I haven't been keeping up as much lately, like in the past 6 months. But I always keep a list throughout the year of things I think are cool, things are not so cool. I'm gonna see if that kind of held up throughout the end of the year. I'm gonna try to do that, but I don't know. I just get so busy that I don't know. It could be the first year I don't do it, but I'm gonna try. What about you guys?
Chris, what you got coming up?
I just released one video on Sunday, I think. I don't remember anymore. Of my worst Disney dining experience I've had. I've got another dining review that I have for Hollywood and Vine, which we did like, and that was actually incorporated as part of a birthday. And so that was a lot of fun. We got a couple more, some resort tours, some room tours, stuff like that. And in the new year, we got some more ideas for some more resort and rooms. As of course, Wayne knows my world could be changing at the beginning of the year with some adjustments in my life. So, we'll have to readjust and re-go, but definitely keep moving and keep going. And but yeah, I'm starting to get back into it. I've been playing with this new computer a little bit more, so the videos are going to be coming. I'm enjoying it. So where are you at, Wayne?
I'm not doing anything. I give up. I stopped everything. I stopped everything last week. Last week was my last week on YouTube.
I haven't even checked to see if my subscriber count has gone down. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's I've lost several thousand here. So I haven't made videos.
I think I went on and checked George. It's like about 4 months or something like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So, guys, it
takes a lot of work.
We truly appreciate you coming and hanging out with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Hopefully, I can do it again sometime.
We finally
Tuesdays are hard for me though. Like it's just surprisingly, this Tuesday I was free, but Tuesdays.
I think seriously, you and I have been going back and forth for months. And that's why Wayne didn't even know you were coming on today, because I'm like, we've been going back and forth. So you said you were available, now since something came up. It's like, cool. And we adjusted, stopped a couple of weeks, checked back. And I just happened to be on the computer. I'm like, and I seen that your green light was on. So I'm like, oh, he's on right now. I'm like, let me message him. You want to join it? He's like, yeah. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you caught me when I'm just goofing around.
So we do always appreciate always good friends coming by, hanging out with us. As you know, we just like to hang out and have fun. So as always, thank you very much. Don't forget to go to Collecting Plastics page. Regardless, he will be putting videos, and go back and check some of his old videos. That stuff is gold.
Go check out the mystery box. He got in trouble for that one. Go check that one out.
Go check out the vault.
that is some gold right there. But don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button if you haven't done so already.
Catch you next week, guys. Have a good
one. Take it easy.
Later.
You guys are gonna have to put this in the description. I'm gonna leave this show tonight a little worse off, I think, quite honestly, than where we began. Everybody is watching this on the replay. You are now dumber and less important in life because of what has transpired here this evening. We apologize for what's going on right now. I'm gonna try to pretend like none of this happened.